Hey guys, Tuesday, April 2nd of 2024. Let's check out Nat Gas. So as you can see, we got this nice little pop over here. Interesting. And I was kind of retracing. Volume was definitely to the bulls right here. Above anchor VWAP from here. And I want to put now K24. That's the May contract. You can see that the 20th was taken out. We got a low of 168. And the point of control, this you could ignore it because this is not the anchored VWAP. This is not legit. It should be here, but I'm not looking at the K contract. So you can see that we are below now the point of control. Let's go back to my original chart. There we go. Now let's go to simple glance chart. So in the simple glance chart, you see you got this big gap. You hit this inner regression channel, almost kissed the 50 SMA. Now we're pulling back. So the MACD is positive. The monthly now is starting to look positive. We got a MACD crossover. I don't know how long it's going to last, but this signal could come on and off. Do we have our Hikanashis here? No. Let's see. It's kind of looking positive a little bit over here, but let's put it back to regular candle. Now let's put our K24 contract, which is May. And you see what's really cooking here. The MACD is still positive. Looks like we're having a crossover, about to have a crossover, and the monthly is looking positive. But when you look at the daily using the May contract, K24, you see right here where we kissed the 20 and failed. Now we're back in Chop Fest. So in order for this contract to look good, you needed at least to get out at a close above 184 and obviously the 20 SMA, which is 185. Now we're back in the Chop Fest, which is pretty much noise. And now if it's going to go lower, it would have to take out or at least close below 177. The MACD right now is positive, so you got a PPS buy signal on this contract, which is K. Now let's put it back to the normal chart I have. So you see how it reflects things with the gap and things change. So sometimes things could get altered in regards to the indicators. You just have to be aware of what's going on. Man, my throat is messed up today. Let's go to the midpoint chart. And I'm going to do the same thing with the midpoint chart so you can kind of get an idea. So my indicators and my analysis is always based on this chart that I use. I don't know if you want to call it continuous, or I don't know what's the right word for it, but whatever it is, the low I have is the February 20th low, 152. And things just adjust from there. So we had our 2/3, it was a pop, and there was a lot of things. There was a Fourier analysis crossover on the first. There was a lot of stuff going on the first. And then you got the 3/4, which is on the 7th. I believe, oh no, I don't know why I wrote the 7th, but it has the 5th. Oh yeah, so it could be the 8th or the 5th, whatever so maybe the 7th is a Saturday, but whatever Friday and Sunday is to keep on watch. So you see this pop, this is the fill. That if it gets filled, we don't know. Just never know. Let's go to the K and see how things adjust here. K24 contract. Not much. You're still over the midpoints on the daily and on the weekly and on the monthly. You didn't get to kiss this pivot, but you're still below 191 on this contract. And on the yearly, you're hovering around this pivot, which is $1.78. So you bounced off of it right here on the K24 contract. You bounce on it again, went below it, above it. Theirs is the 139. I don't know if it's going to get there, but this is so far a good base right here on this contract. But we got ways to go. We're going to go, higher. And so far, there is a seller here, or there's a bunch of them. They're not letting you get out, and stay and close above 183 or 185. The high is like a 185. And you can see it by going to the 20 SMA. It's having a tough time getting above that. And there's a lot of chop here. Let's see how the US session goes. But if they want to push it, this should be a target or support on the weekly. This is your midpoint. $1.75. And for today, using the K25 contract, you got the line in the sand, or the midpoint is 178. If it finds support here in the US session and bounces, obviously you're going to test 185. And if it closes above that, 189, which is close to 190, which is the 90 degree on the square of 9, and also 193. Which that would be close to our April 14 low of 2023. So that's a level you want to keep an eye on. But if it cracks below 178, it'll be 171, 167, and 163 to the downside, just for today only. But so far, you got a PPS buy signal, and there was a lot of momo that came up here. But you can see it on the 30 minutes, having a tough time. And this was a really good move. This was a really good move. So now let's go back to my chart that I use. And you can see it more here on this pivot. That it's resistance, 185 right there. And 185 here, yep. So there's nothing really has really changed. It's just this gap here. And that's pretty much it. And on this one that I'm using is probably similar. Yeah, very similar. Nothing's really changed there. The square of 9, we got as far as 185 right here. We're right now at 182. So I really got surprised. I thought we were going to be kind of having, hanging around here and here, if anything. But it shot up and went all the way up here, and now it's here. So if we stay around here, maybe it's the range would be between 183 to 176, the zero line, and kind of, dance around here. But if we're going to fill this gap, which I would like it to, but you never know. It's going to be anywhere around here in this price range, 165, 162. Yeah, that would take us all the way down here to fill this gap. So we'll see. Let's see how it's going to play out. But so far, it's in a stronger position. It's just having a tough time between the 45, and it could probably. If it's gonna start just grinding higher to test this high up here of $2, then it's probably gonna be, sideways action around here, and then eventually needs to get above 190. So I'll leave it at that. I'm still on the sidelines because I don't know. A lot of things are positive, but I'm waiting for this to see if it gets filled. If it gets filled, then the 3rd is Nat Gas's birthday. So we'll see how that's going to play out. But and if it doesn't get filled and it starts just kind of grinding higher, I'll probably going to have to get in, because then it probably wants to test this high right here, because all the cycles and everything are pointing up. and I don't want to miss the boat. So it's one of those things you have to, you know, it's a dilemma of trading. You got a gap fill. Some say you got fill. You know, I think it hasn't. Should I wait for it to get filled to get in? Or if it doesn't get filled, the train leaves me. Those are the questions and things you gotta, you know, decide for yourself. So I'll leave it at that. I'm gonna sign out. Hopefully you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on that gas.